PushMap number 8, the power of outcomes or goals. You know, oftentimes we're encouraged to have clear outcomes and goals. I'm definitely encouraging you to have clear outcomes and goals. But many times that's an abstract idea. You tell somebody you need clear outcomes, you need to have goals. And to them it's like, well, why? Why should I have clear outcomes and goals? Well, we kind of talked about this in PushMap number 1 with magnitude, and how when you're clear and you're emotionally connected to something, then you value it more and it drives you to take action. So let's focus really though on this concept of outcomes. And what this push map is going to do is show you kind of the mechanics of this abstract idea of outcomes and goals, and how an outcome or goal can really help you to achieve a desired result. And we're going to look at this, and we're going to discuss these elements to the left hand side of the screen, starting from the bottom and working ourselves up to the top here. So here is me or you, and here's the process of how an outcome, the mechanics of how an outcome helps you to achieve what you want. Okay, so you're here, you're eventually going to end up here, and that is going to represent success right there. Okay, so first element of an outcome and the mechanics of how an outcome works is its pull. So when you have a clearly defined outcome, it pulls you toward it. Okay, it gives you a strong motivation, and it sometimes is unexplainable, but when you have a clear outcome, there's this sense that you want to achieve it, and so it creates this pull toward that outcome. You move toward it automatically, essentially. Okay. Next is the concentration of your powers. So when you have this clear outcome, you have time, resources, and energy. And oftentimes when you're going toward an outcome, there's going to be resistance that you're going to face. Things that you've never dealt with, challenges that you're going to have to face, even naysayers, if you will, people who are going to discourage you not to achieve that outcome. Well, when you have a clearly defined outcome, though, you're going to have a concentration of your power in the form of your time, your resources, and energy, and those are all going to come to a point where they break through, help you to break through that resistance. Okay, so that's almost like a wall that is standing between you and what you want, but you're able to get through it by having that clear outcome and knowing how to focus your energies, what direction to focus them. Awareness is another element to the mechanics of an outcome. When you have a clear outcome, you've probably heard of something called the reticular activating system. And what this is it's this concept that when you define what an outcome that you want to achieve is, and you're clear about it, then your brain starts kind of filtering out things that really have no meaning to helping you to achieve that outcome, but it also, at the same time, starts seeing things in your environment and your everyday life that will help you to achieve that outcome. Okay, so your brain is filtering out the bad stuff and filtering in the good stuff that will help to power you toward achieving that outcome. Okay, so this is all about your brain and how it works, and getting those elements that are going to help you to achieve that outcome and bringing those to your awareness so that you can actually use them. Next is decisiveness. So we're all faced with decisions that we have to make each and every day. And the decisions that we make sometimes might lead us closer to our outcome, and some of them might lead us off the track of our outcome. But one thing's for sure, when you have a clear outcome, those decisions become a lot more effective. Your decision making becomes a lot more effective. So you're not easily taken off track because you have no clear direction that you're heading. So you're able to make better decisions. And as it says here, decisions with purpose, confidence, and conviction. And that all comes about by having that clear outcome. Now, the next element is context. So you have all these things that are in your life, all these resources, all these people, all these elements of your life. And when you have a clear outcome, you start seeing how to bring those to bear, how to bring those all into action to help you to achieve those outcomes. Otherwise, oftentimes you have all these resources and there's no understanding of how you can bring all those together to create this one focused thing, this focused energy. Okay, so context is a very important part of the outcome achievement process. And finally, there's purpose. You know, when you have clear outcomes, you have this sense of purpose. And that is a very strong motivating force, is a sense of purpose. When you know exactly why you get out of bed. A lot of people may not have that. And so what happens is when it's time to get out of bed, they're almost like, ugh, you know, do I really have to get up another day? Well, when you have clear outcomes and you have that strong pull toward achieving those things, you have a purpose. And that purpose drives you and motivates you to get things done of significance, which often leads to a happier and more contented life. So outcomes provide purpose. So here you are at the bottom. You work your way through until you get the outcome. You can see the process from top to bottom, from bottom to top. Now, on the right-hand side of the screen of the page here, you'll see what happens when you are without outcomes. Okay, so, or a play on words, with outcomes. And this says, a life without clear and specific outcomes causes an unfocused use of personal power, time, energy, and resources, which pulls me in every direction, often causing me to go nowhere. And have you ever experienced this? You have no specific, clear objectives or goals, and what happens is, well, you get moving this direction, and all of a sudden something pulls you and you're starting to move that direction, and then, oh, you get pulled to go back this way, and there is no focus of your energy. It's just kind of just spinning around in this vortex. And what happens when you do that enough is you're spinning and spinning and spinning, and you're digging a rut, right? And you get into this rut and you just feel like you're sinking deeper and deeper and deeper because your energies are just getting spent without any kind of focus whatsoever. That's what a life with outcomes is like. Now, when you look at life in general, a life of purpose is going to be a life that follows a path where you're knocking out one outcome or goal one after another, which is what this map is all about. And so this is the kind of map that you want to follow in your life in using outcomes to get things done.